Try that again. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nick Couch. I'm an independent promoter with Pruvit. I am your host for tonight's Keto 101. I have lots of awesome information for you, and we're going to be covering all kinds of stuff. We're going to talk about the keto diet, keto education, good fats, things like that, things you can incorporate to give you assistance in getting into ketosis, and all kinds of other stuff. So if you hear something that you like tonight, make sure you click the share button. And I want to start off by saying why I feel confident in talking on this topic. So I've been drinking Pure Therapeutic Ketones for just over 3 years. I've been eating a ketogenic diet for almost 3 years. And I've been to 5 of the 6 Keto Academy conferences. I've trained with almost all the top doctors and researchers in ketones and ketosis. I've read a ton of keto books. I literally can't stop educating myself on all the great benefits of a ketogenic lifestyle, getting your carbs under control, cutting out refined sugar, et cetera, et cetera. I've got an amazing story myself, but unfortunately I don't have a lot of time to get into it tonight. And I'm really excited about tonight. We're going to go over all kinds of information. I'm going to give you some good books to read. We've never done that before on Keto 101. I'm going to give you some suggestions on some things you can do to go educate yourself. And we are going to rock and roll. And then I'm going to wrap it up with a special guest, my good friend Tony Salviano. He's having an amazing experience on ketones and the ketogenic diet. And I'm excited to share and validate some other people's experiences that they're having. So I want to start off by saying, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to give you any medical advice. Seek a healthcare professional whenever you're looking to make a lifestyle or dietary change or incorporate ketones. And if the doctor is anti-keto, find one that isn't. That is my recommendation. There are lots and lots of doctors that are getting on board with the conversation. Most doctors don't have a background in nutrition. So if your doctor throws up red flags about the keto diet, you probably want to find a different doctor, but definitely consult with a healthcare professional before you make any changes. And all of the statements and opinions expressed herein tonight are my own and not necessarily those of Pruvit Ventures Incorporated. These statements have not been approved or adopted by Pruvit. When making those changes, make sure you consult with a medical professional. So with that being said, I'm going to get some notes out of the way. Make sure tonight, like I mentioned, if you hear something you like, you hear something that relates to you, something you want to share out there, click that share button. It should be in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. If you hear something that wows you, drop a wow face or a thumbs up or a heart to let me know that you're enjoying the conversation. And if you know somebody that can get something out of what we're talking about, make sure you tag them in the comments so that they can tune in and watch with us. And I'm going to tune in on the other screen quick, and we'll get rocking and rolling so I can see all of your questions, because I'm on Zoom, not on Facebook. All right, I got the comments up here, and we're going to get going. So, like I mentioned, I've been drinking ketones for 3 years. What are drinking ketones? So exogenous ketones, you mix them in water, you drink them. Pruvit has the world's first exogenous ketone ever brought to the market. We have the most advanced formulas research, R&D, science. Our formulas put you in ketosis in as quick as 30 minutes, if not faster. So definitely exogenous ketones. Let's talk about that first. So up until 2015, when Pruvit launched, the only way to get into ketosis was through a ketogenic diet or fasting. So you either have to restrict your carbohydrates. Typically, a person has to get under 30 to 40 grams of carbs or less. That is the key to get your carb count under control. Get your carbs down, increase your fats because you have to eat something else. And there's only 3 macronutrients: fat, protein, carbohydrates. So in a ketogenic diet, you want high fat, moderate protein, low carb. So unlike Atkins, you don't want to go protein crazy because protein will convert to glucose. But Anyway, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. But you want to get your carbs under control to get into ketosis through diet. Fasting, not eating anything, will starve the glucose out so you can get yourself into ketosis. But not eating for a few days doesn't sound very exciting or fun. Cutting out the foods you love, the foods you're used to eating for the last 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, this agricultural corn and wheat and starchy-based diet that we've been promoted over the last 50, 60 years, we're just so used to eating that food, most people don't want to cut carbs and sugars. So that's the beauty of exogenous ketones. They work independently of your diet. You can still consume some carbohydrates and some starches and get yourself into ketosis by drinking a single serving of Pure Therapeutic Ketones. It comes in a little sachet like this. Dump it in water. It dissolves. It goes directly into your bloodstream. Within 30 minutes, why we call ourselves Pruvit, you can take a blood test and you can prove to yourself that you are in a state of ketosis. So you can fast, eat nothing, do a super strict diet, or you can drink ketones. I always call it like the easy button for ketosis. You can drink a drink that puts you in ketosis in 30 minutes. Now, with that being said, people were like, how does it put you in ketosis in 30 minutes? The main ingredient on the packet is beta-hydroxybutyrate, BHB for simple. So your liver makes three ketones: acetoacetate, BHB, beta-hydroxybutyrate, and acetone. Acetoacetate is found in the urine. Beta-hydroxybutyrate is found in the blood. Acetone is found in the breath. So you can take a breath instrument to test your ketones. You can take a blood test to test your ketones, or you can pee on a stick to test your ketones. Now, if you're drinking beta-hydroxybutyrate and you're testing acetone in your breath or acetoacetate on a pee stick, they're not going to be as accurate. You will turn that pee stick colors. I've seen plenty of people in 1 hour change the pee stick colors, but you're going to get a much more accurate reading if you're taking a blood test. I've been drinking these bad boys for 3 years. My body is a ketone machine. It loves the fat. It loves the ketones. I drink a packet or two of this every day for the last 3 years. And if I was to pee on a pee stick, my body would not turn colors the way that somebody is their first week or month. Because my body's adapted, I'm not wasting as much in my urine. So the most accurate way for me to test would be in my blood. But the main ingredient is beta-hydroxybutyrate. You dissolve it in water. It's already water soluble. You put it in your body. It goes to your bloodstream. Presto changeo. The definition of ketosis is an elevated level of blood ketones. So if you put ketones directly into your bloodstream, ketosis. Easy peasy. Drink it. Ketosis. Drink it. Ketosis. That's it. Wake up, drink ketones. Wake up, drink ketones. Drink ketones monthly, or drink ketones daily, reboot monthly. Reboot's a totally different conversation. If you're like, what is this reboot this guy's talking about? Reach out to the person that invited you to this channel, to this video, the person that shared it, the person that tagged you, so that you can find out more about our other products. Tonight, we're sticking to ketones. So why would somebody want to drink ketones? There's an awesome list of benefits that go along with it. I'm going to read them word for word. This is the benefits we're going to talk about. Fat loss, muscle preservation, fast and sustained energy, reduced brain fog, appetite suppression, increased focus, strength gain, better mood, better sleep, better digestion, clearer skin. I promise you, I've gotten every stinking benefit on that box. I've received every benefit and then a bunch that I can't even mention. I'm not here to make claims of anything, but that list of benefits, I can almost guarantee you that anybody tuning into this video is looking for typically 3 of those, maybe 4. Fat loss, energy, mood. You could throw sleep in there. I didn't realize how many people had horrible sleep until I started drinking and sharing ketones. I've always been an amazing sleeper, but it's even better on ketones. So that list of benefits, you can almost find somebody anywhere in the world that could use something off that list, if not those 3 major ones. Who doesn't want to increase their focus? Who doesn't want to increase their energy and get more stuff done in their 20? We all have the same 24 hours, but you can get a lot more done if you have the energy that I have at 9:45 at night. but just because I'm wired, I'm energetic, I'm fired up, I can lay down and be asleep faster than almost anybody. So it's easy. Shake, drink, shake, drink. Just drink 1 or 2 a day and you'll feel amazing. I promise you. So drinking ketones. So let's talk about the keto diet. High in fat, moderate protein, low in carbohydrates, and pretty much zero on the refined sugar. Refined sugar sneaks in everywhere. The food industry sneaks in everywhere. Think about it. When you walk in a grocery store, what's the first thing you see? The display of soda, all the neon colored juices. You got the baked goods, all the breads and the donuts and the muffins and the cupcakes and the birthday cakes and the junk. Even the stuff that you think it would be good, the rotisserie chickens, it is highly, highly, highly factory farmed meat. It's not organic. It's not good quality. But all the crap is the first thing you see walking in a grocery store. And then right before you check out and pay, they hook you up with a big display of sugary gum and sugary candy and snacks and cakes and quick on-the-go processed preservative packed full of artificial color flavoring and dyes, sodas and crappy water. Not even good quality water. That's a whole other conversation. But the first thing you see walking in the grocery store, the first thing you see walking out of the grocery store is crap. The outside of the grocery store is where you see your produce, your veggies, your guacamoles, your nuts, your meats, your porks, your bacon, your cheese, your cottage cheese, your yogurts, your dairies, and your butters and your eggs. All of that is on the outside of the store. The majority of the center aisle is processed, packaged, preservative, packed food. So if the outside of the grocery store, or if the grocery store has a healthy food section, what is the other food? Think about it. That's one that will make you go, wow. If there's a healthy section, what's everything else? It's mind-blowing that with all the information out there today, we're still grabbing Little Debbie's. We're still grabbing Doritos. We're still grabbing, hitting the candy aisle. I mean, if you just walk down the candy aisle, there's nothing really in that aisle that you can eat other than 80, 90, 100% cacao, dark chocolate. The center of the grocery store is full of crap. Avoid it like the plague. You'll feel better. Just start eating real food. You'll feel better. I promise you that. But 3 years ago when I started drinking ketones, we didn't have all these awesome books and resources that we have today. For anybody in 2018 to say that the keto diet's a fad, they need to wake up. The keto diet is a fad based off of popularity. Yes, it's just now gaining a bunch of attention and excitement. Everybody's talking about it. You can turn on the news. You can turn on talk shows. I mean, you got LeBron James, one of the best basketball players. He does a keto diet. Tom Brady's low carb. There's a bunch of your top athletes that are low carb keto. Jenna Jameson just lost 60 pounds on the keto diet. Dr. Oz is talking about the keto diet like every other freaking episode. So there's plenty of, for like 3 years ago, for you to say, I don't know about this keto stuff, I probably would have almost agreed with you. But now we've got a mountain of books. We got mountains and mountains and mountains of research. There's videos and podcasts and doctors and conferences and low carb this and low carb. I mean, there's more things readily available to assist you in that diet than ever before. There's more variety of coconut oil. There's more variety of MCT oil. There's all kinds of stuff branded keto. I would promise you, I would take a minute and research some of that. There are some crappy companies with some crappy products that are just throwing a keto label on there because they have MCT oil in it or MCT powder in it. So you got to do a little bit of homework. Just don't go buying everything because it says keto. You have to vet it a little bit, but there's a lot more things available today than ever to assist you with that diet. But you really got to crank your fats up, but it's not a hall pass to just eat bacon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You cannot live off of just piling on the saturated fats. You should be getting in some fibrous vegetables. You should be eating some lean meat. You should be eating some other meats. It shouldn't just be all beef. But I would recommend getting the pastured beef, the grass-fed meat. Don't go get that factory farm 99-cent a pound beef. There's a big quality difference. Not only in the way the animals are raised, the way the animals eat, all the different antibiotics that the factory farmed animals have to get. I would recommend watching The Magic Pill. It's a huge, huge eye-opener. There's a bunch of other resources. I'm not going to get into all that. But I want to check questions here quick. But yeah, I mean, sodas, they're awful. But I want to give you guys some book recommendations. This is the newest one to my collection, Super Fuel. Great book. I literally started reading it last night. The Complete Guide to Fasting. Great book if you're interested in trying to start down that path. The Diabetes Code by Dr. Jason Fung. I'm not claiming that the ketogenic diet will cure, treat, or prevent diabetes. I'm just saying he talks about a lot of low-carb, keto-type stuff in this book. Same author, The Obesity Code. This is one of the first books I read back on my ketogenic journey. Blew my mind. Fat for Fuel by Dr. Mercola. Amazing book. The Salt Fix by Dr. James D. Nicolantonio. Being in a state of ketosis is a mild diuretic effect. You want to increase your good quality salts, not Morton's table salt, not kosher salt, sea salt, Celtic sea salt, pink Himalayan sea salt, Redmond's real salt. That's my number one recommendation. And the trusty old ketogenic Bible. This book is amazing. It's full of different articles and information and fat content, recipes, frequently asked questions. And what's really cool is that every page where they talk about science, there's thousands of articles on where they got that content and information from. These are all different studies that were researched to create the content. I mean, there are literally pages and pages of references, like thousands. I mean, it's crazy. So I recommend grabbing the Ketogenic Bible. A lot of people like to use Pinterest for ketogenic recipes. My only thing and recommendation is you don't know. That could be Joe Schmo that knows nothing about keto that made a keto recipe because he put a lot of fat and lard and butter in it. It doesn't mean that it's macronutrient friendly. I recommend getting a good quality ketogenic cookbook. I'm not going to make any recommendations, but you're better off getting a ketogenic cookbook or taking a recipe out of the Ketogenic Bible or a recipe out of other books than just winging it and trusting everything you see on Pinterest. There are some really good ones there, but unless you know enough to realize it's a good recipe or not, don't do it. Books that I don't have with me that I'll recommend that are good. The first one I ever read was Keto Clarity by Jimmy Moore. And then another one that's really good by Dr. Eric Westman is Cholesterol Clarity. Keto Clarity, Cholesterol Clarity, and that book stack that I just read to you. There's a ton of other ones. These are just the ones that I've read personally. I've vetted them. They're good quality books. The doctors that author them have tons and tons and tons of experience. But I want to jump over to my good friend, Tony. Typically, we have to bring them on electronically, but he lives locally, so I thought we would just sit side by side and share Tony's experience on ketones. So just introduce yourself quick, your name, where you're from.
Tony Salviano. I'm from Boiling Springs, PA.
How long have you been drinking Pure Therapeutic Ketones?
For 2.5 months.
2.5 months. In those 2.5 months, what benefits have you gotten off the side of that box? I know you've gotten some fat loss.
Pretty much every one of them. I've lost 41 pounds. The muscle, what's that?
41 pounds of fat. You have to remember that.
Yes.
There's a big difference between fat loss and weight loss. When you go do a quick weight loss diet, you're losing water, muscle, and fat. Mm-hmm. When you're doing keto, ketosis, the ketogenic diet, when you're giving your body a good fuel source, you're just breaking down the fat. You're preserving your muscle. Hence the benefit, muscle preservation.
Yep.
So you've lost 41 pounds of fat, which if you...
And it's around here, and I'm keeping everything up here.
Yeah.
So, and I can actually see my muscle. It's not like some of the other diets I've been on where I ended up losing the fat, and then I had to try to gain it back.
Yeah. So, I can relate to you. It's that dad bod. So you have 5 kids, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And sometimes raising kids is hard to stick to a diet. Life just happens. You got to put yourself last on the list sometimes. But,
exactly.
So you wanted to get some fat off. 41 pounds is awesome in 2.5 months. And that's a healthy pace. Like these people that lose like 40 pounds in 2 weeks, that's not the numbers you want to lose on the scale. So fat loss, muscle, we've already hit on those. How's your energy?
Energy is through the roof. I mean, it's a game changer completely.
And you're a busy entrepreneur. You own your own contracting company.
Yes. And
are you getting more work done now?
Big time. Before I was having a tough time waking up. I couldn't wake up in the mornings, and then at night I was tired when I was trying to bill. And so it's been a huge game changer.
I always recommend ketones for entrepreneurs, hands down. If you're an entrepreneur and you're watching this video, type entrepreneur in the comments. If you know an entrepreneur that could use more energy to get billing done, to get more jobs done, to wake up feeling alive and refreshed, tag them in the comments. It's not just for entrepreneurs, but we just both happen to be entrepreneurs. Keep going. So your energy's better. How about that brain fog?
Well, that's much better. I mean, I'm able to complete all the tasks, and I stick to a list and can go right down it, and I don't have to jump from one to the next. And it's a lot better.
Awesome. So, and appetite suppression.
That's huge. Like I'm not hungry.
Explain why it's huge.
Well, I was hungry all the time before, and now I wake up and I drink my ketones, and honestly, I'm not hungry until after 12, sometimes 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I'm just burning that fat.
This one really isn't a benefit on the side of the box, but a lot of men out there can relate, and some women. It's not just a men's sport, but the beer.
Yes.
You used to love your beer.
Yes.
Nightly.
I was coming home. I was tired, doing my billing, and I was going right to the beer.
So what's funny about that is you were tired. You were drinking beer, which was not helping.
I thought it was going to relax me and take away stress. Now I deal with the problems. That's the other thing with the mental clarity. It kind of gives
in a better mood.
It gives you strength to deal with life.
Yeah, it does.
It's liquid gold. It's awesome stuff.
It's awesome. So what else has changed?
Well, much better. More time with the kids. I'm able to stay up. My daughter, we're able to go to football games an hour and a half away to watch her in the band, and we'd be coming back and we'd stop and eat on the way, and I still was wide awake. But like you said, I would go home and think, oh, I have all this energy, I'm not going to be able to go to sleep. Go to lay down, and boom, it's like a light switch.
Yeah, the sleep on ketones is no joke.
All the way through the night.
And what's cool is the nights that you only get, because let's face it, if you have kids, you understand, you can relate to us. I have 3, he has 5. Some nights you're only going to get 4, 5, 6 hours of sleep. I know I'm not recommending that 4 hours of sleep is healthy, but those nights that you're getting the 4 to 6 hours of sleep.
That was last week.
How do you wake? Do you wake up feeling like you got 4 hours, or do you wake up feeling like you got 8, 9, 10 hours?
I do. Last week I'm working 2 jobs at one time, and then so doing that, and I kept going all week. About a week and a half, I got a little tired, but it'll
catch up to you. But it's not.
It kept me through, and I never felt like I was going to fall asleep when I was driving. So
yeah, that's huge.
I got it done.
That's huge. And make sure you guys are commenting. Drop in there if you can relate to any of that. Drop in there your comment, your results on ketones. It's always good if you guys could throw some comments in there. Somebody said, same with my hubby. It's no joke. If your husband or spouse or wife or whoever needs some of those benefits, has a business that needs to get more work done, they need to come home and they need to get billing done, but they want to sleep or lay in the recliner, make sure you tag them or share them or get them this video. Let them watch it. This video will be uploaded to our Keto Movement YouTube page. If you've never checked out that YouTube page, I promise you, head on over there, check it out. And
well, I just want to say one more thing. As far as beer and all alcohol, all that stuff goes, this is such an amazing feeling that you don't want to lose it. You don't want to drink alcohol when you come home.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
when you feel as good as I feel at 10 o'clock at night, why the hell would you want to drink beer?
It's confidence too. You have confidence, and the last thing you want to do is that. So you're able to deal with the problems. You're not having to go to other sources.
I've never seen a beer bottle with a list of benefits on the side of it. I'm not knocking beer. If you want to go celebrate and have a beer, I'm not saying you can't. But the big thing to realize if you're watching this is Fat has been demonized for so long that you might physically cringe thinking about cooking your food in pork lard. You might physically cringe thinking about eating real butter. But I promise you, fat does not make you fat. But if you're eating the fat and the carbohydrates and the sugar, that is the issue. That's why the ketogenic diet's low carb. You got to get those carbs under control so your body's burning the dietary intake of fat and the stored fat. I read an interesting, I think it was in the new Superfuel book. I think so. It was in one of these books. Even a thin person with minimal body fat has approximately 30, 40, 50,000 calories of fat that can be burned. An obese person can have up to 200, 300,000 calories of fat stored that they can burn. So literally, if you fast for an entire day and your body used 2,000 calories, you have a 200,000 fat calorie fuel tank. So this is just a fact. You can go look it up. The Guinness World Record for fasting. The guy was morbidly obese. He did not eat food for 376 days. He went an entire year because his fat storage was so huge. But with that being said, he did that at a university under medical supervision. I do not recommend fasting without consulting with a health professional. It's not something you just want to go do. You should at least start reading that book that I mentioned. We're going to wrap it up. We're right at the 30-minute mark. The Complete Guide to Fasting by Jason Fung and Jimmy Moore. This book will blow your mind. And same thing, there's tons, and I mean, there's recipes galore. It's good food. We're not eating crap. Like if I eat processed packaged crappy cheap food after eating like fresh beef and avocado and real butter, man, that stuff tastes awful.
That's what I ate pizza the other night and I felt
How'd that feel? Yeah, it hits your gut like an iron brick. But guys, that's all I have. My call to action is if you watch this entire 30-minute video, please copy the link from our YouTube page, share it. Please tag somebody in the comments, share it. Also, if you could let us know that you watched it live or you watched it replay, that would be awesome so we can come back in and give you a shout out. And also tag away your friends, share. This message needs to get out there. The keto diet, the keto lifestyle, drinking ketones is moving full speed ahead. That boat is leaving. Are you going to jump on that boat before it gets off the dock? Or are you going to sit back and watch? And 3 years from now, be like, man, I wish I would have started. Just drink it. Just drink ketones. That's the easiest step. It will help you getting away from those carbs and sugars. But with that being said, guys, this is a wrap. We will see you on the next one.